All right, y'all. We got to have a little conversation today. And this one, I'm going to answer your questions. I know you've been trying to figure out, like, why is it that I literally tell myself, oh, I'm going to read a book this month. I'm going to save my money. I'm going to stop talking to him. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to drink my water. All the things that you continue to tell yourself. And then what happens, right? You continue to fall victim of the same habits and the same behaviors. Have you ever stopped and just really said to yourself, now I know good and doggone well, I ain't got no business being here. I ain't got no business spending my money on this. Like, I know better. Have you ever said those things to yourself, but still wondered, why is it that I cannot just build the discipline that I need to overcome these barriers in front of me? Well, I want to share with you that there is a very powerful resource already active and just waiting on you to recognize it. There is an ability that you currently already possess that will allow you to unleash the potential that is within you. And I want to talk about it with you today. Hey girl, hey, my name is Cassidy. I'm your favorite certified life coach, and it is my honor to help you do your work. Now, if we have not yet had the pleasure of connecting, I do need to share with you that prior to me stepping into becoming a certified life coach and being able to help Christian women achieve their God-given goals, I'm a licensed social worker and a former psychotherapist. And the only reason I highlight that for today is because I really geek out a lot when it comes to human design and human cognition. And so one of the powerful resources that you are allowing to just lay dormant within you that you may or may not be using at full capacity is the ability to auto correct yourself. Yes, I want to teach you about auto correction. I want to talk to you about what that looks like, and I want to help you tap into that potential so you really truly can become the woman that you promised God you would be and that you would achieve all of your God-given goals. Now, let's break this definition down real quick. When I say autocorrection, what I am referring to is your innate cognitive ability and process to both recognize and rectify any deviations, any personal errors, any unethical actions. It's your ability to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Like, come on, y'all remember we used to say that you better check yourself before you wreck, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Your ability to automatically recognize I have made a mistake. Let me correct it. It's your ability to, right before I send this text message, you are able to stop, pause, think things through, and make the right choice. It is your moral compass. It is your ability to do the right things in a social environment. It is your ability to say, based on who I say I want to be, these are the actions and the path I should take. So whenever you deviate from that, whenever you get off track, whenever you find yourself behaving in a way that you know is not in alignment with who and how you intended to behave and perform, then you automatically correct it. Think about it. Now, I'm a big spell check type of girl. Matter of fact, I depend on spell check because I know the word I'm trying to say, but I don't even know how to spell it. So I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm gonna spell it. So I just put a whole bunch of letters that seem like they the right letters, and I be waiting on autocorrection and I be waiting on spell check to be like, no, Cassidy, here you go. We got you, girl. And that's the same thing. You have a moral compass within you that will catch. That's not right. That's not something we need to be doing. That's not what you said you were going to do 2 days ago. You didn't say you were going to lay in the bed and be lazy all day today. What's going on? You said you were done talking to him and that you was going to block him and find the man that God has for you. What's really good? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to talk about your ability to automatically correct your behaviors, and it's already within you. We live in this busy, busy, busy hustle and bustle world that keeps us so much on the go that oftentimes we could take these auto corrections and these suggestions that we give ourselves and we could suppress them into the back of our mind and think it's just subconscious jibber jabber. But I am telling you, and I want to talk about today why autocorrection is extremely important. And you need to begin paying attention to those thoughts and those beliefs so that you can continue to walk down a path that is in alignment with who God has created you to be. One powerful coaching question that I always love to ask my clients is, if you had the opportunity to do this week over for the second time again, what would change? What would be different? Or if you had the opportunity to do the previous year all over again, what more would you accomplish and why? And the reason why I really love to ask this question is because most people have the ability to say, I should not have done that. I should have done more of this. This is what I did wrong. I would not have said that. Like, whatever the case may be, so many of us truly do have the ability to automatically correct ourselves. We know right from wrong. We know what we need to be doing. A lot of women can tell you, I should not have cursed them out. I should not have sent that text. I should have read my Bible more. I should have went to the gym. I should not have spent my money on eating out. Whatever the case may be, we oftentimes, if we pause and really check in with ourselves, really journal our thoughts, really pay attention to that voice sometimes that is not always negative, but really is suggesting the more appropriate path that we should take, then what you will find is you have the ability to correct your mistakes quickly. You have the ability to communicate effectively. You have the ability to grow your wealth and to build a better and healthier life and body. You already know what it is that you should be doing, and you have the ability to correct it. So I want to talk more about your ability to autocorrect and what could possibly taking place within you if you find that, yeah, I know what I need to be doing, but I'm just not doing it. Now, if that sounds like you, if you are like, yeah, I know that there are some areas in my life where I need to be doing better, and I kind of have begun to suggest myself to do better, but I'm still not listening to myself. I'm still, for whatever reason, writing down all these goals at the top of the year that never get accomplished. I want to share with you that you have just identified an area in your life where there could possibly be an emotional hurt and barrier that is blocking you from elevation. I'm going to use a word here that may scare you, but let me get it out, okay? If you find that you've identified that area where it's like, man, when it comes to my relationships, I'm low key out here struggling. I keep ending up with poor friendships and poor relationships and unhealthy, attachments. What's going on, right? If you find that within my finances, I am really struggling, I keep impulsively spending, I'm not saving. If you show up and say, man, when it comes to my relationship with God, I really want to grow closer with Him, but it seems like I just don't have the ability to stay focused and to lean in like I know I should. Yes, I have been automatically suggesting the right path that I should take to correct these behaviors, but for whatever reason, I am stuck. Well, let me possibly share that those emotional barriers highlight a dysfunction or a dis-ease or a discomfort in an area that you have still allowed the masking of your pain to feel so much better than the discomfort of your growth. And that's what I want to talk about today. If we can identify those areas in your life where it feels so much better to have the band aid on than to heal the wound itself, we have just found an area in your life where you are going to be required to do your work. Now, again, that's my job. It is my job to help you do your work. It is my job to identify areas in your life where we can possibly stretch, where we can possibly grow. It is my job to hold your hand and hold you accountable for the things that you say that you want, to help you transition yourself to a higher level of living, step into into alignment with your God-given goals and become the woman that you promised yourself you would be. That's the whole reason why I'm a certified life coach. That's the whole reason why I coach unlimited to my clients who are on my roster. I want them to know that whatever barrier you identify, we can begin working on it immediately. So let's talk about some of the possible dysfunctions, some of the possible diseases, some of the possible discomforts that could be taking place and that you'd rather mask with a feel good than to address and jump the hurdle. Many of us have the ability to autocorrect, but what we don't have the ability to do is to identify the limiting beliefs and the emotional barriers that prevent us from stepping into agreement with what we know is right. So you could possibly know what it is that you need to be doing, but instead you rebuttal those thoughts with, I'm too embarrassed. I'm too overweight. I don't got no money. Nobody ever likes me. The past that I came from, no one will ever take me serious. I don't deserve these type of things. I'm telling you, I have been that girl before. I grew up from on the south side of Chicago, right? I grew up in the hood and I grew up very much in poverty, right? I lived in a house with so many roaches. And then finally, when we stopped the roach problem, it's like I lived in a building that was like a construction zone. The top floor had the bottom floor had no drywall, no walls up. It was just like a frame. Upstairs was always cold. We had no hot water. We had no kitchen. It was ghetto, right? And then when I finally stepped out as an adult, I had this hard shell from being a girl who grew up with basically nothing, right? Like I had to have this little attitude, like who you looking at, who you talking to, and really that was like my ability to keep me safe from hurt, from the opportunity to grow, from the opportunity to engage, from the opportunity to make positive and healthy connections with other people, because I grew up so much telling myself that I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, don't trust them, check them, whatever the case may be. And you may have some emotional barriers and limiting beliefs that you are believing to be true, and they are preventing you from doing the things that you know you need to be doing. They are preventing you from listening to your ability to make positive suggestions and listen to those corrections, right? I want to help you understand that you do not have to believe the limitations that you believe. I want to help you understand that nobody never said you don't have a right to pause, take a deep breath, think about it, and make the best choice. I always tell my clients something simple. Is that your best choice? Is that your best option? I understand there may be several options on the table, but is this your best? Is this what is best for this season? I want to teach you how to check yourself. Pause. Think about it. Check it. Do I want to send this text message? Do I want them to come over to my house? Do I want to go to this event? Do I want to spend this money? Do I want to take these classes? When you can pause and say, is this the best step for me? Now, don't get lazy, because if if you let me suggest what I want to do, then I want to be somewhere out the country, taking trips, laid out in the middle of the sun, eating fresh fruit and minding my business, right? But unfortunately, we have to work because Eve, we live in a fallen world. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna blame that on Eve, right? But there is required effort and energy that we have to give. So we can't suggest that everything just simply goes away. But you do have to ask yourself, is this what's best for me? Is this the choice that is in alignment with who I said I would be? And if it's not, then you have to change that, right? I would suggest that you give yourself an opportunity to journal daily. Now, I'm going to be the first professional helper and certified life coach to say, I used to kind of be anti-journaling, right? I used to be like, oh, if you feel like it, like you should totally do it, but like if not, then like don't have to. Until I started journaling every single day. And I realized more than anything what journaling is, what meditating is, what prayer and stillness is. Heavy on the stillness, because oftentimes we pray, we talk to God, we have this quick dialogue, and then we boom, jump off the porch and go immediately into a busy and chaotic world. So the stillness, the meditating on His word day and night, letting it filter through your mind, letting it filter through your body, letting it become a part of your nervous system and become a part of your subconscious cognitive functioning. Once you are able to every single day have a pause where you think about how you feel, where you think about your behaviors, where you take account for your actions, and then you make suggestions on what needs to be corrected in the moment. You open your eyes to this awareness of, here's where I went wrong. This is what I need to do to make it right. You have the ability to do that. And once you decide that, okay, now that I am aware that I don't have to continue to ignore what my auto suggestions are sharing with me, I don't have to ignore these corrections that are being provided for me, I can take them into account, then you would go inside of your soul, flick the switch on that says, tap me into my full potential. I am ready. That's what I want you to do. I want you to recognize that, yes, you do have the ability to become the woman that you promised you would be. Now, again, sometimes we recognize this is not right. This is unethical. This deviates me far off the path I ever hoped to walk. And you may want to get an accountability partner. You may want to get a life coach. You may want to hire someone or grab someone to come alongside of you and help you auto correct yourself. Make sure that they're checking you as well so that you truly can transition to a higher level of living. And that's where I get to come in. That's where other helping professionals get to come in, because we have the ability to listen to what it is that you say you want and not have the emotional barriers that you have or the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. So when we hear you say, oh, is this what you want? All right, let's do it. Let's get there. I can share with you that one of the very first things that I do with my clients is figure out what is it that you want, right? Like, and I want to know, what are your goals? What is it that you're hoping for? What are the things that you know God is calling you to do, but you feel like, I don't know if I'm going to get there quite just yet. Share with me what you believe those things are so that I can get a hold of them as well and help you walk the appropriate path to accomplishing these things. We all need help. I'm telling you, you are looking at a woman who has needed help. I have needed people to pray for me. I have needed people to correct me. I have needed people to call me out when I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing. I have needed people to really take a step back and look at me and say, Cassidy, you're going to regret that decision, right? So many times we need people who also can help correct us. And what makes it so powerful and what makes it so beneficial is that the moment they mention it, we already know, like, yep, I know that's what I need to be doing. And it just really feels good that you have someone who is willing to help hold you accountable, especially if you are a woman who has ever felt rejected. You've ever felt like, oh, the world just does not notice me. Nobody wants my value. I feel so invaluable. Everyone overlooks me. I don't feel seen. If you have just these deep hurts and emotional wounds, and maybe they're not even visible, you probably show up very healthy, very much thriving, very much happy, right? You probably leave seeds of positivity for other people, and that's perfect. That is amazing. But that does not take away from the fact that the very moment it is time to grow, the very moment it is time to say yes to your God-given goals, you will identify there may still be some rotten roots inside of me that are producing fruit I don't want them to produce. You may recognize that there may be some rooted things within you that are coming up as sour and not healthy fruit, and that's okay, right? This is what I talk about when I say we've identified some emotional barriers that are producing a dysfunction. They're producing a dis-ease. They're producing a discomfort. They're not in alignment with our intentions. They're not the woman that we said we were going to be. And this could be major or minor. I'm not saying let's get too deep here, right? This just may be the reason why you self-sabotage every year on your birthday. This may be the reason why you build your savings up and then pull it right back out, because you could be masking a hurt based on your limited belief. So I always ask my clients, what is it that you want? Dream big. Go all in. If there were no barriers, if there was no fear, if there was no hurt, what is it that you desire? Help me understand what it is that you desire. Because the moment you tell me what it is that you want, that is the moment I'm going to make sure we get there. That's the whole reason why I'm not listening to the coaching gurus. I'm telling you, I'm not. When I say I teach and coach my clients on an unlimited basis, that is exactly what I mean. Meaning, if you want to hit my line Monday morning and then double back Wednesday afternoon and slide in real quick on Friday, you can do that, because I recognize that our emotions bubble up. I recognize that our feelings can get in the way. I recognize that we may come to the table already with wounds that limit us from becoming the woman we promised God we would be. And I don't hold a space of shame. I hold a space of safety for you. There is no reason for you to be embarrassed. Any and everything that you desire is waiting on you just to make up your mind that you are the woman for the job, that you really are that girl, and that it's time to go after them. I want you to first start with not eliminating the fact that you have the ability to correct yourself. Already within you, you have the ability to make a right and a wrong decision. And I just want to make sure that you make the right choice every single time. I want to make sure that you create enough margin in your world where you can pause every single day, journal out your thoughts, pray to our Father, or have a moment of stillness where you get to say, let me make those corrections. That's what I want you to understand. So that is a powerful resource that you may not be utilizing, and I hope that you found it helpful that I've been able to highlight it for you today. You know what it is that you need to be doing. It's just time for you to start doing it. Hey girl, hey, my name is Cassidy. I'm your favorite certified life coach, and it is my honor to help you do your work.